So, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. In this one, we're going to cover the introduction, the timeline, the original game, the gameplay, and the conclusion. We're going to talk about the upcoming Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time reborn game might have actually be a genuinely faithful remake with only a few stages to make the game even better. The timeline placement and why it's important. This game is the most important game in the franchise because it leads to a three-way timeline split that leads to a bunch of different games happening. How this happens, there are two outcomes. Hero Time is triumphant in defeating Ganon, which causes Link to be sent back to his home timeline, or he's defeating causing the classic games to happen. If he's triumphant, the hero goes to this timeline, Zelda stays in this one, the adult Zelda, and he goes back to Warn, young Zelda. If he's defeated, the classic games happen. Potential for both endings to be shown in the remake. The Fallout could have two endings finally due to them not being limited by either the N64's or the 3DS's hardware portraying cutscene. Not just on the Switch 2, but eventually for the uncensored cut on the, PS6 or 5 or whatnot. Note, the timeline uses are currently unofficial. See this slide for current dev thought canon. The original game, the N64's Final Fantasy VII. The original game faced heavy competition in order to make it compete with the greatest game of all time at the time, Final Fantasy VII. The game needed to be top-notch. This caused a delay to the game as perfect as possible. Nintendo needed a big game, and was now part of the larger Super Smash Bros. Gaming universe that rivaled Final Fantasy VII. And they made the game so masterful that it got a 99 Metacritic, beating Final Fantasy VII, which if The Last of Us Part 1 was reviewed back then, could have very well gotten the same score. The gameplay, the combat. The combat has a lock-on mechanic which took Tomb Raider's version of it and perfected it to the N64 hardware with the remake that they might make it even better to the ability to look around with the second stick. Quests. There are side quests that are meant to get items that help with the main quest, but then there are main quests that lead down the story route. The gear. There is an equipment menu selection for armor and weapons, items, map, and the main instrument meant to help with puzzles of the Ocarina of Time. The story is that this game follows a young boy named Link who must travel through time to stop the evil Garuda King, Ganondorf, from conquering the mystical land of Hyrule. Guided his fairy companion Navi, Link searches for sacred artifacts across the land to protect a divine witch known as the Triforce. There are 3 dungeons in the Child Link era: Great Deku Tree, Death Mountain, Jabba Jabba's Belly. And Stage 2, an adult Link section, there's the Forest, Fire, Water, Shadow, and Spirit Temples, as well as Ganondorf's Castle. The conclusion, I have complete and utter faith that they're going to make the remake even better than the original. Now, we haven't seen much of it yet, which is why I included some stuff from the original game. But this game is going to be even better because they're going to make some changes that make it like the true version of the game.